Hey guys, the Sports Entertainer here, back with some more wrestling news. Join us as the Sports Entertainer looks at all the breaking wrestling news and rumors you need to know, including some more AEW talent releases on the horizon, the real reasons LA Knight won the US title on SmackDown last night, some breaking news as Shinsuke Nakamura is to be released by WWE, and much more. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you never miss out on an episode. First up, more AEW talent releases on the horizon. Now it looks as though there will be more wrestler departures from All Elite Wrestling in the near future, and no doubt both WWE and AEW have been cleaning up their rosters earlier than usual this year, with both companies releasing multiple stars. And here's what eWrestling News had to report on this situation. As we previously reported here on EWN, Zack Knight parted ways with AEW after the company allowed his contract to expire. The Wrestling Observer newsletter is reporting that several AEW wrestlers will not be re-signed once their contracts expire. Although these wrestlers are still listed on the roster, they are not being utilized by AEW. The report also states that apart from Knight, the only known names at this time are Abaddon and Nick Comoroto. It's unfortunate that it appears as though some AEW talent will essentially be losing their jobs in the near future, but the wrestling landscape has never been better, and there are plenty of opportunities for these soon-to-be free agents outside of AEW. Next up, a backstage update on the Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler altercation. Now, as most of you guys have likely heard by now, there were reports going around the other day suggesting that Jade Cargill may have had some backstage heat in WWE stemming from an altercation she had with Shayna Baszler several months ago, with the Wrestling Observer newsletter breaking the news the other day by saying a confrontation took place a few months ago involving Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler. It's been confirmed by a half-dozen people that it happened, but nobody went into details past Cargill had rubbed enough people in the Raw women's division the wrong way, and Baszler was wanting to fight her. Now a big update shedding some new details regarding this Jade Cargill situation has been revealed, with eWrestling News reporting. A new report reveals additional details about backstage heat involving Jade Cargill in WWE, following an altercation with Shayna Baszler after their triple threat match at WWE Clash at the Castle 2024. Cargill reportedly criticized Baszler, saying that she needed to learn how to work after Cargill tapped out in a situation not intended to be the finish. Fightful Select is reporting that this created tension backstage, with Cargill's promo about demanding respect drawing attention from the locker room, as several talents felt it referenced the Baszler issue. The report also touches on heat Cargill faced regarding her time off. It was rumored that she requested the holiday tour off, but was instead told it was mandatory. She later suffered an injury, which raised doubts among some talent, though WWE higher-ups confirmed the injury and noted that she was cleared to return after additional time at the WWE Performance Center. With that being said, some in WWE still believe she faked the injury for some time off. Sources close to Cargill clarify that she was more disappointed in herself over the Baszler situation and apologized backstage. Now, backstage heat or not, clearly this hasn't affected Jade Cargill's standing with upper WWE management, as she's getting a major push following her surprise return at Elimination Chamber, and is being booked more dominantly than ever before if we're being honest here. Next up, some breaking news as Shinsuke Nakamura is to be released by WWE. Now we have some exclusive shocking news to share with you guys this morning, as we have been informed that the now former United States champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, is reportedly on his way out of WWE and will apparently be released from his contract if new backstage rumors prove to be true. Now this news may not come as that much of a shock to some fans, given the way Shinsuke has been presented in WWE lately, but no doubt there will still be some fans taken back by Shinsuke's soon-to-be departure from WWE, because he's still clearly a massive name, definitely a much higher caliber of name than the other recent releases from WWE, including the likes of Sonya de Vil, Giovanni, Vinci, and the authors of Pain. Here's what one of our insider sources had to report on this developing story regarding Nakamura, quote, From what we've heard, Shinsuke Nakamura's done with WWE following his United States title loss to LA Knight last night on SmackDown, so you know that means he will likely be released from his current contract in the coming days, as he has fulfilled his final obligations with the company. Now, we've heard that many within WWE are surprised at how Shinsuke Nakamura's relationship with WWE, and specifically Triple H, has fallen apart in recent times, due to the fact that most behind the scenes are well aware of just how talented Shinsuke is, and his booking and presentation in WWE as of late has been especially bad, which has shocked many backstage. That's what we've heard is the sentiment behind the scenes. Now, what we know is that Shinsuke has apparently had backstage heat with Triple H and other high-ranking WWE officials recently because of the fact that the consensus is that Shinsuke has basically just been phoning it in, so to speak, and putting in next to no effort recently, and essentially just showing up for a paycheck, sort of like he's checked out when it comes to his career, and doesn't have the motivation or drive that he once had, potentially because of how his career was basically derailed by Vince McMahon. Obviously, Triple H feels for Nakamura, but he gave Shinsuke an opportunity to sort of restart his career with his new heel gimmick that he returned with late last year, and the sentiment is that Hunter and other officials feel Nakamura has wasted this opportunity and not done what he was supposed to in order to get this new heel persona over with fans. Again, it comes back to Shinsuke coasting and not really giving two you-know-whats at this stage of his career, and this has pissed off many people in important positions backstage in WWE. Hunter hasn't been at all happy with Shinsuke's run as the United States champion, hence why it ended unceremoniously last night on SmackDown, and the rumor going around right now is that Triple H is preparing to release Shinsuke from his WWE contract because of the fact that Nakamura has a very lucrative deal with the company, but he's not putting in the effort anymore to warrant such a big money contract, and if there's anything that rubs Triple H the wrong way, it's a guy taking more than he's giving, and in Shinsuke's case, that's exactly what Hunter feels Nakamura's doing, so his departure from WWE is almost a guarantee at this point. Now, while this news that Shinsuke Nakamura is reportedly on his way out of WWE is certainly upsetting given Nakamura's immense talent, but honestly guys, Shinsuke just had one of the worst United States title runs in WWE history, and this new heel gimmick has truly fallen flat in our eyes. A complete disaster of a heel turn and United States title run, so if Shinsuke is indeed just phoning it in and not really caring about his wrestling career anymore, then no doubt Triple H is probably making the right call to release him. And finally, the real reasons LA Knight won the United States title on SmackDown last night. Now obviously one of the reasons right off the bat regarding why WWE booked Knight to win the US title from Shinsuke Nakamura is because of the fact that Nakamura is reportedly on his way out of WWE and soon to be released from his current contract, but there were other factors at play even if Nakamura was staying put in WWE. Here's what one of our insider sources had to report regarding the reasons for Knight's surprise title win in the main event of SmackDown last night, quote, "So obviously one of the reasons for Nakamura dropping the US title to LA Knight on SmackDown yesterday was because of the fact that Shinsuke's on his way out of WWE, but there were other reasons at play. Apparently, Triple H feels that LA Knight's popularity with the fans was starting to diminish a little bit since he lost that United States title to Nakamura, and while Triple H isn't quite ready to propel Knight into the main event undisputed title scene, especially considering that title picture is all booked up leading into WrestleMania 41 and beyond, Triple H reportedly feels LA Knight is still one of the most important superstars on SmackDown, as he remains a top merchandise seller, and is a pretty big draw ratings-wise as well. And while the plan was for Knight to win the US title come WrestleMania 41, Hunter decided to pull off this title change early because of the fact that he wants Knight to regain some of his lost momentum before WrestleMania, and because of the fact that Hunter wants Nakamura gone as soon as possible. Knight is well liked and respected behind the scenes, and Hunter feels that LA Knight did a great job with the US title during his first run with the gold, and is being given the responsibility of elevating that title after Nakamura's disastrous run as champion, and Triple H feels Knight is the right man for that job of elevating the United States Championship. Now honestly, the WWE made the right call having LA Knight dethrone Shinsuke Nakamura of the US title last night on SmackDown, as Nakamura had truly been disastrous as champion, and while again we're sad to hear that Nakamura's reportedly on his way out of WWE, from an entertainment standpoint, Knight's the far better guy to be holding that United States title. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.